if you sit around older people like I do,
that's what you have to do.
that's how you just, and believe me, you're going to tell an awesome story.
Well, I appreciate it. I like asking more questions than not, you know?
Yeah, but that's
my thing.
your stick.
Yeah. I try to be a pretty active listener.
It's better to be a listener.
You're a
than
good
talker.
listener, John.
Oh, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Look,
me?
we finally got Joe a mic. And you know, Mike, Joe, you don't abuse the mic, which is good.
I try. What's the name of the
Do
place?
you know what people were saying to me?
Tell me.
They go, "Who's the other guy?"
No way.
Yeah. They go, "Who's the other guy?" I go, "He's a young kid." I go, he's probably like in. They go, "Oh my God, he sounds like an old guy."
What do you think they think he looks like?
They think he's an old guy.
If you were to close your eyes and hear Joe talk, I probably would hear
I
some of
got you. Hold on. Test.
Oh, test, he said.
Test. Joe, everybody that I talk to, that's because everybody's asking me. They go, "Who's the old guy?"
Yeah, that's so
I go,
funny.
"He's a young guy." They go, "His voice." They go, "He sounds like an older
You know,
guy."
he is an old soul, though. Joe is an old soul.
Joe, you're an old soul.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. I grew up. My parents didn't let me have technology, so I would hang out with my dad a lot. My dad hung out with old guys.
I'm trying to close my eyes, and if I didn't know what Joe looked like, what I would see. And
I would see an old guy. What do you think?
Older. Yeah.
You got an older guy voice.
Thank you.
That's why the women love him. And the hair. And his height. He's 6'1". God, man, I wish.
Joe.
Imagine we were 6'1".
Oh, if I was 6'1", they would throw me out.
Oh,
of
he's
the
6'2". Sorry, he's 6'2". My apologies.
6'2", I'd be thrown out of the country.
Yeah, it'd be unfair.
But I think I've always had.
I'd
this
have
theory.
19 kids.
Yeah.
But
You'd
that's
be
the
Genghis
thing.
Khan.
When you're tall, everybody tells you you're tall. You're getting all the women. When you're short, you feel you gotta compensate.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So all my tall friends get no women,
Right.
and all my short friends are killers.
All right. We'll take that.
Right there, look at them.
No, stop.
Beautiful.
No killer.
You're right,
I'm looking for the
never
right one. I'm very selective. Anyway, welcome back. It's been a while.
Yes.
As always, you're the number one most requested guest to come back on the podcast.
As
So
I
much
should.
so, maybe this is going to be a thing. Who knows?
All right. I'm
We'll have to
hoping
tease
so.
it out for some people.
We'll tease it out. Maybe it'll be a thing.
I think it will be. So obviously you came on first episode about being a state trooper, had some
Yes.
phenomenal stories, but what people don't know is that you weren't just a state trooper. You had several odd jobs before, during, and after being a state trooper that I don't really know about. I know the trooper stories. I've never once really heard a story outside of that.
Okay. And there's definitely a few. There's definitely some good stories, some good listen, it's me.
Right. And you're going to think of them right now. We're going to start going, oh, this one and
That's
that
right.
one. Before we get started, you had some shout outs you wanted to make.
Okay. Like to make a shout out, my cousin, Little Silver, anybody in that area, locale, go to the restaurant. Joe will make you feel like you're right at home.
Awesome.
And little shout out for Mike Kasai, running for mayor of Hawthorne,
Oh,
Democratic Party.
okay.
He's a centrist. I am an independent. That's why I go both sides. You know, I don't go both ways.
Right, okay.
I go
Good
both sides.
clarification. Thank you.
Party-wise. Had to
Right.
clarify
No,
that.
thank you.
We don't hit from both sides of the plate here.
Right.
And Mike's a great guy. The people of Hawthorne would be, oh my God. He already has so many ideas of what he wants to do to bring business and everything else. So that would be a great thing for Hawthorne.
All right. Well, best of luck to Mike.
All right. Good luck, Mike.
Let's start with, I think, your first career ever at 12, 13 years old, busboy at
Pilgrim Diner.
Pilgrim Diner. Talk us
Yep.
through it.
So my brother, my older brother, 10 years older than me, he was very good friends with the two guys that actually worked. They were cooks at the Pilgrim Diner, but they were the sons of the father who owned it. And, you know, I was always like looking for something to do. And my brother goes, hey, you know, why don't you go to the Pilgrim Diner and, you know, you could be a busboy. So I went there, and actually Chris, the last name was Geekus, Chris Geekus, he was my age. He was there, you know, really handsome Greek guy, you know, my age, looked like he was 23 because he was Greek.
Right.
And so he's showing me the ropes, and I'm working, this is the very ironic thing about the story. So I'm working with a kid who was named O'Hara. And later on, you'll understand why that correlation made a little sense. Mm-hmm. But I'm working with this other kid, and, we're clearing off tables and, so you got the cooks screaming, you got the waitresses screaming back and forth. And it was, more high paced than you actually, would think in a diner. And, so the bonus for me was, you had free turkey soup that you were allowed to eat.
Very nice.
You'd nail a French fry here and there. But I guess the highlight of that job where I could go with is, so there was a waitress there, and her name, it was something within.
Maybe we don't say her
No,
name.
we could say a name.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I think it was like Evelyn, or it was some to me, it was like kind of exotic.
Right.
And she was 18, 19 years old. And, they would go out on smoke breaks. So, like, I'm a kid. And I'm like, I'm not smoking. Listen, I'm not smoking at 13 years old. But I would go out and hang out with them because, I want to just take a break, get out of there. So her and I used to go out there and we would talk. And, your father always says, he goes, you peaked when you were in 8th grade. So when I was in 8th grade, I pretty much looked just the way I look now, but I had beautiful, longer hair.
I can't imagine.
And, I was like, 150 pounds. I was pretty, like, sturdy looking. I mean, I looked, I guess, a little older. But she knew how old I was. And, we would talk, and she would, like, kind of kid around with me. Like, oh, do you have any girlfriends? Oh, do you do this? Oh, do you do that? And then, lo and behold, she gives me the old, do you know how to kiss? And I'm like, yeah, I know how to kiss. And she goes, come on, do you really know how to kiss? She goes, show me.
What?
So, yes, show me. I'm on, like, the back steps of the Pilgrim Diner, and I'm making out with, like, this 18-year-old girl. Like, you talk about my street credit at this point. And she's like, no, put your hand there. Like, put my hand on her ass. And, yeah, she's showing me how a woman likes to be held, likes to be kissed. And I have to credit her with, my unbelievable kissing talent.
At 13 years old.
At 13 years old. Yeah, she was like 18, 19. Let's put her at 19. Make
the story cool.
Make the story.
That is such a transformative story. That probably reshaped your entire life.
Oh, reshaped my entire life. Because now but not only did I think, like, now I'm thinking, I get a senior in high school. I'm like,
Oh my God. She went to high school in your town?
No.
She was out of school?
She was in college. She was a freshman in college. I think she went to Montclair State or Caldwell College.
Oh my God.
One of those. Yeah.
I have never heard something like that in my life. You hear like stories like that on the news.
No, she was like, but you know what? It wasn't like she was like, and she was a nice looking girl too. She was a nice looking girl. And, I mean, I wouldn't call her a smoke show, but for me, I'm 13 years old.
You haven't even felt a boob yet.
She had boobs.
Right. That was probably the best thing in the world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she taught me how to, like, what you gotta, I mean, listen, it didn't go any further than that, but.
It doesn't need to.
No, it doesn't need to. I mean, listen, for the story, it could have, but I'm not telling stories.
What did you tell your friends?
I told my friends, I'm making out with, like, a college girl. And nobody believed me.
Of course not.
No, nobody believed me, and, yeah, but it didn't matter to me. But when I took that knowledge, that information onto my little 8th grade, 9th grade
right, now you get
kissing talents, yeah.
I cannot believe
I was like advanced.
What I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And the fact that like she probably had a
stuff.
life and probably to tell like did she tell her friends?
I don't even know. Just think about it. Like for her, she could have made it like a joke with her friends. Like, oh, I got this cute little 13-year-old kid that I taught how to kiss. I don't even know.
Oh my, that would
like,
be.
I don't even know if that's something she would tell.
I don't think so. That'd be a pretty big issue nowadays if you told
Right.
somebody that.
Right.
Jail time.
You know what? I didn't even think of that.
How does it? You didn't think about that?
No. I mean, you said it, and I just thought of it.
You actually got sexually assaulted. If you really want to put a case onto it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I that's part of my mental issue. I was sexually assaulted.
You were traumatized and didn't know about
as
it.
a 13-year-old.
It makes so much sense coming from you. This is mind blowing.
Yeah.
First of all, mind blowing. Again, I've never heard this story. And keep in mind, guys, this is my dad's best friend. I've known him. He's known me his entire life.
You know, I until you mentioned it to me, like, you know, go back and like really like start, you know, and I was like thinking, and I thought of like some really good things, but I'm like, I don't know, like what's so big about like what I did? I mean, and I'm going back and I'm like, oh well, that's a good one.
Yeah,
You know,
unbelievable. And I think the times, like it maybe back in the day, you're like, oh, whatever. Nowadays, if you ever heard that story, like I said, it'd be newsworthy.
It was 1980.
So nuts.
It's awesome.
So crazy. Yes, amazing story.
Yeah. So
Caps off to you.
I mean, so that was the Pilgrim Diner, and then
How long did you work there? How many years?
It might have been a year, might have been
Short-lived.
It was very short lived.
Yeah.
You know, because my parents got tired of like driving me there, dropping me off. You know, me coming home having to change my underwear right away. No, I'm kidding. So after that, I had summer jobs that I worked.
I'm sorry.
What?
You said the underwear thing. What's the story? And I wash your rag.
That was my friend Junior.
Okay, so get home with that.
So which very funny. His mother used to go up in his room, and she was Italian with an Italian accent, and she would tell him, "And I wash you rag."
Like this.
He had a sock that if you know, you know.
Right.
We're not going to get into.
Sorry, I distracted you. Please continue.
No, it was very good. Hey, listen, we sidebar.
That's what we have. Sometimes what do we call
Sometimes
it?
it goes way south.
Let me get right back.
So, next job I had, in my illustrious career of jobs would be, I worked at the Verona Pool, and I was first I was taking orders at the little concession stand that was run by Frangillo Caterers, very big catering group now. I mean, they own everything now. But they had this little concession stand, and I remember there was so this was probably, I was about, I'm going to say 14, 15 at this point, summer job, and I'm working there, and they have me at the front, and I'm taking orders. Now, the kid wasn't stupid. The kid was like a senior in high school that was like running it, and he sees all my friends in line. And he's like, if you give one goddamn thing away, you're fired. I'm like, I'm not giving anything away. They're giving me money. And this was, I don't know how, like at 14, 15 years old, like we just knew how to do this. If you remember the story I told about when we used to go to Joey Harrison's, we put money in the bar and he would just change it out.
Right, yeah.
I'm just changing out money. So, like, when I'm giving the change, I'm giving them back the same money.
Right, of course.
And, now they're doing the register, but it was a register. Like, I mean, it was hard to, like, really keep track of. And, look, the Frangillos were really good friends with my brother. I wasn't. It was like, what am I giving away? Like a soda,
right?
French fry.
Yeah, $20.
Oh, there was a difference.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done it. It was wrong. Keyboard cowboys, you fucking thief.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say. But so then in their illustrious mind, they thought, we'll fix him. We'll take him out of the front where he can't give shit away. We're going to make him a cook. I'm 14 years old, 13, 14 years old. They put me in the back. It was easy, though. It was burgers, hot dogs, fries, pizza in the oven. So one day, I'm getting slammed. I got burgers. I got cheeseburgers going. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, right? Well, this lady comes up, and she's like, how long do I have to wait? How long do I have to wait? And I turn around, I'm like, I'm cooking. I can't make this stuff cook faster. So she's really getting on my shit. Well, this was my last day cooking.
Oh, no.
Because I browned both sides of a frozen burger, threw a piece of cheese on it, melted it, put it on a bun. I go, here you go, you're ready. She walks away, goes back to her table. She took a bite, almost busted her tooth because it was frozen. She comes storming back. It was the mayor's wife.
Oh no.
So, needless to say, that was my last day cooking. They put me back. I actually became the interim guy. So I was handing the food to the people at the register.
You were okay.
Right. So that was a short-lived thing. But the mayor's wife almost breaking her tooth, that kind of
Pretty iconic.
that was a rough one. And she came back fuming, like, I almost broke my tooth. So that was that. That was a short-lived thing. That was like maybe.
That was the Verona pool?
That was the Verona pool.
And you only lasted there for what?
I lasted
a
there a summer.
So that wasn't during the time of my dad's infamous.
No, this was like 14, 15.
Oh, so you missed by a couple years.
So then I'm trying to think. The next thing I did, I was probably like 6. Yeah.
Turn the mic.
There we go.
There's something with the cord. Oh no, I got it. I got it now. Yeah, I got it. And then the next thing, I started my petroleum byproduct transfer engineer career.
Right, which
for
you heard
Exxon.
about. Right.
Yes, which you heard about. And I worked for O'Hara's.
Oh.
The kid that I was busboying with years ago was his little brother.
Oh.
And then I ended up working for his brother and his father at the gas station where I almost blew up Montclair.
Oh, that was O'Hara's gas station.
That was O'Hara's gas station.
Wow.
But like that job was kind of like wacky too because, you're pumping gas in a, part of the town was very affluent. Part of the town was just, blue collar. But you had a mix of all kinds of people. And like the saying, the freaks come out at night.
Yeah.
So like it would either be like late at night or it would be like super early in the morning. You would have like the freakiest shit happen. Like I'm talking about now he would have 4 guys pumping gas and there were like 4 or 5 guys fixing cars. So now I want you to imagine this. A Saab. You know what a Saab is? The car, a Saab. So it's like...
Oh, right, yeah.
It's like
SAAB?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this Saab comes in and it's a woman in a man's shirt, right? With nothing else on.
Nice.
She literally just has on this guy's shirt. She has 2 buttons buttoned. Her boobs are hanging out. Well, the old time in a gas station, there would be like 6 guys around your car, like checking the tires, checking the oil, checking, giving you gas. There were 8 guys around the car. There were guys fighting to clean her window, and she's laughing. She's like opening her shirt. Like, I'm like, holy shit. I go, this is nuts. But the guys that worked there, if you were a girl and you wanted to feel good about yourself,
Go to the side.
all you had to do was walk by O'Hara's gas station. Because any girl that walked by, she was getting like whistled at. Like these guys would literally stop like doing like work to like come out. And we had one guy, this guy Claudio, he was a chubby chaser.
Ooh.
Like if a bigger bone girl would come walking down the street, this guy would come out like it was like Shallow Hal.
And he loved it.
He would come out whistling, yo, baby, where you going? And we're like, wow, that's interesting.
There really is somebody for everybody.
He's like, you know what? There's a lid for every pot.
That's very true.
You know?
I like how you say they were doing it as if you weren't part of the catcalling.
Oh, me, I would never do such a
No,
thing.
that's what I like that.
No, I had a sense of decorum.
Right, of course.
Listen,
No, I know.
I made out with an 18-year-old.
No,
Do you think I got to
you don't need this.
I got to chase girls
This is
like
JV
walking
right
down the
here.
street?
Yeah, I don't need this.
This
I don't
is
need this.
JV. I don't need this.
I get that.
But it was a nice area because we had pretty girls that worked across the street and stuff like that. And part of the time I was there, I had a girlfriend. Anyway,
Oh, so you weren't catcalled.
The guy Claudio, that was a chubby chaser, it was her cousin. So like if I even looked at another girl,
way.
yeah, he would be like, "Hey, what are you looking at?" And I'm like, "All right, yeah, I got you. All right,
Good.
no problem."
That's good. How long were you there for?
So the gas station I did probably until about I was So I was there 16, 17, and I would say I was there a total of 2 years, probably until I was like 18. And then so the next job I had, I was probably about 18 turning 19. And this was right before I had my my whole thing with my dad, where my dad was just like totally fed up with me. So I was going to Essex County College, and I was working and going, and then I just didn't want to do college anymore. And so I think I was about 19, and my father introduces me to this guy, and I don't want to say his name. His first name was Carmine, okay? And he was an exterminator, okay? Carmine had his own exterminating company out of South Orange, New Jersey. And my dad gives me the address. He goes, yeah, go see Carmine. He's going to teach you how to be an exterminator. So I go, okay, Dad. I go down. I ring the doorbell. All of a sudden, this guy comes downstairs. Short sleeve, white button-down shirt, opened, right? Bermuda shorts on, and like slip-on white patent leather shoes.
Oh.
Giant gold watch, rings, chain. But the thing that I got fixated on with this whole guy, he had a battleship tattoo across his chest, and he had a big giant scar down the middle because he had open heart surgery. So I meet this guy. He had a pencil mustache, big giant gold glasses, hair just thinning hair, just slicked back, but he wore it like a little long. So I meet this guy. He's smoking a cigarette. He goes, "You Jerry's kid?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Come in. I'm going to teach you how to be an exterminator." I go, "Okay." We go down the basement. He literally has a chalkboard. He has a metal container, and he has another plastic container. He goes, "All right, kid." He goes, he draws like a square. He goes, we spray the perimeter. I go, "Okay." He goes, if they have a rodent problem, he goes, "You see that blue stuff there in that box? You spray that around the perimeter." I go, "Okay." And I'm waiting, like I'm like gearing up that I'm going to, he goes, "All right." He goes, "That's it." He goes, "Come tomorrow. We're going to go out. I'm going to show you the route." I'm fucking 19 years old.
Yeah.
I go to this guy's house. So now I'm thinking we're going to get into a van, right? We're going to get into a van with like a big fucking like cockroach on it or something, right? No. We get into a 1984 triple white Eldorado Barrettes with Trues and Vogues on it. Now, Trues and Vogues, that was a type of tire that it was a white wall with like this yellow lining around it, and they were spoked wheels.
Oh.
It had the Barrett's top, so it had the chrome top. It was white on white on white, so it was all white.
Sounds like a pimp car.
Sounds like a pimp car. Well, guess what? We went out, we loaded the tanks onto this freaking thing, loaded the rat poison, and off we go. He's got his seat all the way back. I'm like, how's this guy even see? He's got the glasses. He's smoking cigarettes, blowing it out the window, blowing it on me. I'm like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. He goes, "All right, kid, listen. This first, number one, every place that we went to, he fucked somebody." He goes, "Yeah," he goes, "this first stop, these two broads, I fuck them once in a while." He goes, "Keep it in your pants." I go, all right, Carmine.
Okay.
He goes, "See this place?" He was like, we were going house to house to house. Like some of them had like, they had like live-in like maids. He's like, "The Spanish maid, I fuck her in the bathroom." I'm like, holy shit. I go, this guy's fucking everybody. So we're going around. He's showing me. So now we go to we're going to like East Orange. We're going to Newark. I mean, like disgusting. Roaches all over the place. I mean, we go to these, he did like factories and stuff like that. So we go to the factories. He would literally tell me, double up on the poison that you're going to spray for the roaches in like the certain areas. When we went up to like Short Hills and like South Orange, he would go, all right, kid, empty the tank. I got gallons of water in there. I go, okay. He goes, yeah, we use this special poison for the houses here. I go, well, what is it? He goes, water. He goes, these rich fucks don't like the smell. I'm like, oh my God, we're spraying water in their house.
Stop.
No, yeah.
And
he
that's
goes,
it.
Yeah, we sprayed water. So when I would go to the rich houses, I would be like, psst, psst. She's like, and like, they would say, we still see a bug here and there. I go, oh yeah, I'll spray a little extra because
And you're spraying water in this house.
I was spraying water. Yeah, I was just spraying water.
And they're paying for this.
Paying for this.
That is insane.
Spraying water, paying for it. This guy, battleship across his chest.
Does it come like that to the houses?
Oh my God. He walks into the house. No, I'm sorry. He would put a guinea tea on.
Okay.
So you only saw the top of the
So he dressed it up a little bit.
You only saw the top of the battleship.
Okay.
But we would go in, we would spray. But now I'm on my own, right? So I go on my own, and I wasn't screwing anybody. I went to one house in Orange. Their electric was shut off. So I had this little tiny flashlight. I walk in the house, and the whole floor moved. There were that many roaches in this house. I looked at this girl, and I felt bad. It was a young girl. I go, ma'am, we got to like put a bomb in this house. I didn't even know what the fuck I was talking about because he never said it to me. But I'm sure they had something where you just go in there and
just let it go.
Kills everything. The fucking floor was moving. It was disgusting.
The floor. What do you mean the floor is moving?
There were so many roaches that it literally looked like the floor was moving up the walls, and it was just.
Did you see him?
I saw him everywhere, Johnny. I walked in. I felt like when I walked in there, I thought I was stepping on cereal. I was stepping on roaches.
Stop.
No, I was stepping on. Oh God, I was stepping on roaches. I left. I drove out of there. I went to an alleyway. I took off all my clothes. I'm shaking everything out. I went home. I got undressed in the backyard. I took everything off. I go, Mom, I don't even know. I think I got to burn my clothes. It's so disgusting.
Oh my! What did it smell like? Anything?
It smelled like cockroach piss.
I don't know what that smells like.
Disgusting.
I'm sure.
And the whole thing is, if you have enough roaches, they bite you. Like
no.
So I did a rehab called Straight and Narrow in Patterson. It was in Patterson. It was in Patterson. It's on Straight Street.
Yeah.
There was a rehab down there. I used to go down there. They used to have roach bites.
It was there.
I felt so bad for these people. It was horrible. It was horrible.
And don't they live forever?
Huh? Roaches?
Yeah.
You can't kill a roach. Nuclear bomb couldn't kill a roach.
How do you get rid of them?
You don't. You poison the fuck out of them, and then, they spread the poison, and then they die. But I went to Newark, so I used to do this. So my account's in Newark. I had it was a State Farm upstairs. And they go, yeah, our problem's in the basement. So now I'm down there with the tank. I got double the poison in there. I have like a mask on, which was like a bullshit mask. God knows like what was happening to me. There were roaches. I'm not kidding you. They were like the size of this. I'm spraying these roaches right in their face. It's almost like they're gargling it up, spitting it back at me and go, yeah, fuck you. Yeah. Right? It was like, it was nuts.
Oh my God.
But so the one time where like I guess you kind of like adapt to your circumstances, right? So I'm doing like, it was a perfume factory down in Newark. It was like Newark Kearney border, but it was a perfume factory, so it had this weird smell. God knows the chemicals that we breathe in.
Right.
I don't even know what this smell was, but the guy goes like this to me. He goes, on one of our trailers, we have a bee problem. So I'm like, okay, Johnny. You know in like the cartoons where you see a beehive that's like this?
Yeah.
It was like that. I go, oh my God. He goes, well, you're the exterminator. Can't you get rid of it? So I look around, and right on the factory, I guess it was a law or something, they had a giant water cannon, right? So it was literally like a cannon that the firemen would use. So I go like this. I go, can anybody turn that on? So the guy goes, yeah, what are you going to do? I go, I'm going to blast.
No, you're not.
I'm going to blast.
There's no way that's your first thought.
That was my first thought. Look, final answer. So it's a water cannon.
No, right. I'm envisioning this.
Okay. And I'm going to shoot a water cannon at a trailer that's made of aluminum. You getting what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, I'm not the best aim with the water cannon.
Yeah.
I go down the side of the trailer. I put a dent like this deep in it from the water cannon.
Wow.
I hit this beehive, though. I did accomplish the job. I hit the beehive. The beehive evaporated, disappeared. I must have hit it so fast and so hard. There was like 2 or 3 bees that like made it out.
They all disintegrated into
The whole thing just exploded when I hit it with the water. It was gone, but there's the big crease down. So Carmine gets a call. Kid, what the fuck? When did I ever fucking tell you to shoot a fucking water cannon at the fucking... I go, Carmine, I couldn't think of anything else to do. He goes, why didn't you just get a bag and cut the... I'm like, whoa, I'm not a bee guy. And plus, on the chalkboard, you never showed me that one. It was the corners.
Yeah.
So there was that. There was the one time on a Friday, I go to his house. I'm ringing the bell because I got to drop everything off on Friday. I'm ringing the bell. I drop everything. This guy comes downstairs. Boxer shorts. His Hoosie Watsa hanging right out of his fucking pants.
Oh, no way.
Guinea tea on. He goes, hey, asshole, how many fucking times are you going to ring that bell? I'm upstairs fucking my wife. I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like thinking of this guy, like doing that to anybody. I'm like, oh, my God. I mean, he wasn't a bad-looking guy, but it was like...
Was he a big guy?
He was big. He was like a big old Navy guy, man. He had that was the battleship he was on in World War II.
Do you know that the big guy on YouTube, he's the real estate guy, Ben something? Mm-mm. Do you know who I'm talking about? Type it on YouTube because I need to show the visual that I think, this is what I think Carmine may look like. And I hope it matches the description.
I don't know if
because
you can.
I'm there's also another movie that I'm thinking about that I'm drawing a blank on what this big guy Carmine may look like.
Okay. Here you go. Thin out Tony Soprano's hair.
Okay.
Right? Put 25 pounds on Tony Soprano. And put like anchor tattoos and Popeye tattoos and a giant battleship across his fucking chest.
Just type on YouTube, Ben Real Estate. He should come up. He wears the glasses all the time, like
the gold rim, like Elvis gold rim glasses.
That's amazing.
That was his
slick back
shtick.
hair.
With the gold chain. I mean, listen, this guy should have been a character in the movie.
I wonder where he is now.
I don't think he's around anymore.
You don't think so?
He was old then, but so my last day with Carmine.
No, put him in get him when he's in glasses.
No, he just had this guy.
What if he had thinner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what I'm picturing.
Yes. But just pencil mustache.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Tan, probably.
Huh?
Tan.
Oh, tan as shit.
Yeah.
Tan as
They
shit.
don't make guys like that anymore.
No. So, my last day was I'm doing my East Orange Bloomfield route. So, East Orange was a bar. And this bar, there was a white guy in East Orange owned this bar, this white Irish guy. And it was a black neighborhood. But this guy, like, I don't know who this guy was, but he commanded a lot of respect down there. I would go down there, and he would be like, go down in the basement and just spray down the basement, put a little rat poison down. Be like, okay. So I would go down and do it. And then I had, like, this little, like, luncheonette. So this is my last day, mind you, right?
Right.
So I go down the luncheonette, and they go, we got a rat problem down in the basement. So I'm like, oh fuck, no, bro, I don't like rats. I don't like, they freak me out. If I see a rat, I'm gonna get freaked out. So I'm going around. They have no light down there. I got a flashlight. I'm holding the rat poison. But here's the thing, bro. They got their food and shit down there.
Who?
The luncheonette. Like they keep their food down there. So I'm like this. I'm like, where do you want? They go, just throw it anywhere. If we see a little, we'll wipe it off. I'm like, oh my God. I go, this is so bad. So I'm trying to put it like behind things. Like I'm not just going like that.
No,
So
right.
I'm like throwing it on the edges, but they have no light down there. So again, I'm walking with, now I got the light, I got my metal tank, and I got the poison. So I'm like scooping. I get to a corner, right? And the one thing that Carmine did tell me, he goes, hey kid, just like in real life, if you corner a rat, it's going to jump at you. So, bro, I'm going down.
Oh, no.
I corner a rat. The thing goes, it made like some kind of fucking noise. Bro, I had nothing to do, but I took this metal tank. I smashed this fucking rat. I hit it probably about 25 times. There was rat pieces all over the place. I threw the poison down. I threw the fucking the bag of fucking rat poison down, ran out, got in my car, went home.
And that was
hey,
it.
Carmine, the stuff's in. Well, my father comes home, and in his ultimate wisdom, he's smiling at me, and he goes, why would you do that? I go, Dad, I killed a rat. He goes, what do you think? You're the first person to kill something? He goes, why could, I got Carmine screaming at me. I go, you know what, Pop? I'm done. I'm just going down the shore. And I went for about a month and a half, and I just lived down the shore.
Segues into the old podcast.
Segues into the old podcast of my father. That's where my demise was. I came back, and that's where he turned his back on me. So, 19... that was like my last job I had before I started testing to become a trooper.
Right.
Then while I was testing to be a trooper, you got to remember, I started testing. I took the test 3 times. And first time I took it, I bombed it. Second time I took it, I scored in the 80s, but that wasn't good enough to get in. Last time I scored, the high score was a 90. I scored an 89. I had one question wrong. And so I was pumping gas while I was testing to be a trooper. And in the interim there, I also had I had a job at UPS. I was a loader. 'Cause I was kind of like, my brother had a good friend that worked at UPS, and he was getting a lot of guys from Verona jobs driving, which a driver job at UPS is really good. You make really good money. So I get a job as a loader at UPS. So I'm pumping gas, and then it was like weird at UPS because you would work like a 6-hour shift. So it wasn't a lot of hours that you got to put in, but it was a few days a week. So I'm at UPS, and I'm not like a neat freak like Jaji, but I have like OCD tendencies from my mom and my brother. My mom and my brother, very OCD. So like for me to be a loader, it was like it was interesting because the way that you load those trucks, so you have a list of zip codes that go on your truck.
Right.
You have to memorize the zip codes. Any zip codes that come and load on your truck, you load your truck.
Right.
So now if you get a zip code that doesn't match, it's got to go. So now my trucks that I had went to upstate New York, and one of them went to West Point. Went to actually the college. So I'm in there, I'm loading my truck, right? And these small boxes are coming out. And what you did when you loaded that truck, you had to load it to the ceiling. So any little spot you would have to shove the box into. So I'm in there and I'm loading. I'm getting these heavy boxes that are coming off, and I'm loading, and I'm like, and like the big thing at UPS, you never wanted to shut the line down. If that line had to stop, it was like a big deal. Like security came, the guys from like the big office came down. It was like, so only me. I'm working and I get these boxes, these heavy boxes. So I go, fuck, I got a little spot. Let me put this box. I put this box up and my whole fucking wall fell.
Oh no.
The whole wall falls, but not only that, the box breaks open. It's grenades.
Shut the fuck. No.
Of course, they're fake grenades. They were lighters. They were cigarette lighters. Yeah. I didn't know. I see grenades. I'm running out of the fucking truck yelling, grenade!
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah. Run out of the truck. I'm yelling, grenade! What? Guys are jumping off, running.
Stop.
They shut the line down. They come down. Oh, it was like, one of the security guys was like Clint Eastwood. He comes down, he picks up one of the grenades, puts a cigarette in his mouth, lights it with the grenade, and goes, get back to work. I'm like,
oh my God.
Oh, fuck. So the line started, whatever. But I did such a good job. This is the way they rewarded you. Like I had no miss sorts besides that little incident.
Right.
I had no miss sorts for like 3 months. They go, wow, you're the only guy that had no miss sorts. So now they would give you a full truck that you would have to load. So you would load a full truck. But you know what they did for you when you had no miss sorts?
Load it for you?
They give you another truck.
Sounds worse. Sounds like more work.
Exactly. So now he goes, wow, Steve, you're so good at this. You're going to load the truck going to, I don't know, Woodbury, Connecticut. Remember, memorize the... I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Added more work.
So now, think about it. Loading a truck, run into another truck, loading another truck, right? So one day, I'm 5 minutes late for work. Now, what you got to understand is, like, my boss... So when you become a boss there, you're literally a high school kid, too, except you get to wear a shirt and tie. So my boss guy with the shirt and tie on, I'm literally, like, 5 minutes late. And usually if somebody was running late, we would run it... All of us would run down to that truck and just start loading it for them.
Yeah.
I get to my truck. The boxes have now for 5 minutes, they've just been pouring into my truck.
Oh, they really start at whatever time and they go.
No.
There's no...
Oh, no, it starts and it goes. So I'm like, his name was Rich. I go, Rich, what the fuck? I go, how come nobody... Just get in there and load. So what do you think happened at UPS? Hey, Rich, fuck you, load your own truck. I left.
Midday.
Midday.
Or didn't even start yet.
Midday, didn't even start
Good.
yet. My brother's like, what the fuck did you do? I go, Jared, fucking blah, blah, blah. He goes, no. He goes, you should have fucking picked up the fucking... I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So anyway, lo and behold, somehow, God's grace, I get into the state police.
Right.
So I get into the state police, and I noticed that, like, everybody had, like, a side hustle. So I'm like, all right. I go, let me think, let me see if there's something I could do. So I made crucial mistake number one in my life. I get 2 partners and I start a landscaping business.
Mid being a trooper.
Mid being a trooper. We started a landscaping business. Now they had contacts that had like corporate buildings. So we were driving. We all threw, I think it was like $10,000. We threw in, we bought equipment, we bought a truck, kept the truck at my house in Livingston. And those two worked together on the detail that they had. I was separate from them. So they would go one day together, I would go one day alone, and we worked it out that way. But down the line, it just ended up that what the guy wanted to do, like, and it was their contact and everything, but we were partners, right? The guy wanted us just to manage the account, have someone else come in and cut the grass. Mm. So they end up screwing me. They go, hey, we're going to buy you out. Here's $5,000. So I get a $5,000 buyout on my $10,000 investment. Yeah, not really a good deal.
And how long did you work it?
We worked it probably for like a couple years.
Oh, wow. So were you making money at the time?
No, we weren't making money.
What the fuck?
And then I went out on my own, started my own landscaping business. And I was not smart enough to realize that, I was hard-headed Italian guy, gabadost, to realize to get a helper.
Yeah.
To just hire somebody, pay him $20, $20 an hour, whatever the going rate was back then, but just pay him, And, my ex-wife at the time spent money like I made 3 times the money that I had. So I had to, do anything I could. So I was taking jobs. I was doing them on my own. I was moving tons of fucking rock and everything else.
Were troopers fairly paid at this point?
No.
How about now?
Troopers are paid fairly right now.
Yeah.
But they just got a couple of really good raises.
Good.
And well, that's why I say the whole independent thing. I'm independent because I got to be honest, under 2 Democratic governors, and they were the 2 governors that brought the troopers into fair wage.
Right.
So back to the whole landscaping thing, I'm working like an animal. I'm getting done midnights. I'm getting home at 7 a.m, getting in my landscaping truck, going and cut grass.
Wow.
I'm getting home at night because it's, summertime is still light. I'm going to cut a couple of lawns. So I'm doing this all myself. And that's where, I don't know, did I tell a story about the FBI? Okay. So
I don't think so.
When I had the landscaping business, I had an account. It was a friend of mine, and his father had they had friends that were involved in that group that they say, my father told me, as I said before, they don't exist, the Mafia, because it's just a way to denigrate Italians. And so I guess the FBI wasn't onto that, and they were up the street in a van. I didn't realize. They were in a van, and this nice Italian guy comes out, smoking a cigarette, asking me about my landscaping equipment. Came out, he goes, "Hey, kid," he goes, "what kind of equipment you use?" I go, "Oh, it's Red Max." I go, "It's a good commercial grade equipment, blah, blah, blah." Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You're a state trooper too, right?" I go, "Yes, sir." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, it's a great job, great career." He goes, "You're friends with, Joey?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "We're really good friends." He goes, "Oh, that's nice. That's nice." So we had a little conversation. I'm like, "Hey, where do you live?" He's telling me where he was staying. And, we just had a conversation. He's smoking a cigarette. He got done, puts his cigarette out, leaves. Okay. I go home. Probably about 2-3 days later, I get done working a midnight shift. I come home. There's a knock at the door. My ex-wife comes upstairs and she goes, hey, you better wake up. She goes, somebody's here from either internal affairs or something. They got a unmarked police car. And he goes, she goes, which is very funny on her account. She goes, one of the guys has a members only jacket on. I go, members only jacket? This was members only jackets were out like 10 years already.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. So I look and I'm like, I didn't recognize them. They weren't our guys. So I remember hitting the bottom of my stairs and I remember going like this. Holy shit. Maybe I should run out the back door.
What were you guilty of?
I wasn't guilty of anything. I was just freaked out. I'm like, and I'm going in my mind. I'm like, what the fuck happened? What did I do? Did anything happen at work? Did anybody get hurt? Did anything? And I'm running through it in my head, and I'm like, wait a minute, okay.
You're good.
I don't have to run anywhere. But I remember getting that feeling like, maybe I'll run and just make a couple of phone calls and see what the fuck's going on.
Right.
Go to the door. Lo and behold, special agent, FBI, special agent so-and-so, special agent so-and-so. One Italian guy, one, I don't know what he was. But they start showing me pictures, talking to this guy, and they're like, do you know this guy? And I'm like,
of you talking to the guy.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
I'm like, I have no idea who that guy is. I go, we were talking about landscaping equipment. So then they're like, do you know who this guy is? He has 50 kills under his belt. So now I'm kind of like, I'm like pissed off the way they're talking to me because they're talking to me like I'm a jerk off, like I did something wrong. And I'm like, I go, wow. I go, you know me. I go, wow, really? I go, 50? He goes, yeah, wise guy, 50. I go, wait a minute. I go, let me see those badges again. I go, are you guys FBI guys? I go, why don't you go fucking get him?
Yeah, that's fucking good.
I go, he killed fucking 50 people. Go fucking get him. Oh, yeah, wise guy. That's pretty fucking funny. So I'm like, I go, hey, man. I go, listen, you're coming to my house and you're coming to me like I'm some kind of fucking like dirty cop or something. You could go fuck yourself.
Right.
So the one guy walks away. The other guy goes, hey, look, here's my card. He goes, if you're ever over the house and you hear something, I go, hey, bud. I go, let me tell you something. I go, I'm a road trooper. I don't hear nothing. When I go cut grass, I got earphones on. I'm cutting grass. I pack my shit up. I leave. I go, I don't need your card. So that was it. I thought I told you this. I go back to work.
Never.
I go back to work. So I'm working in Bloomfield at the time. Our headquarters was in Homedale. Soon as I walk in the station, get dressed. Captain Wondrak wants to see you down in Homedale. I'm like, oh, fuck. I go, here we go. I get dressed. I get all shined up. I drive down. Now, my captain at the time, this guy Wondrak, he was the coolest, nicest guy. He was a Jersey City guy. But he was a colonel in the National Guard. So he was really squared away, but he was a street guy. So I go into his office. I salute him, puts his hands behind his head, and he goes, hey, Stevie, what happened? The FBI guys came to see you today? I'm like, I go, yes, sir. I go, the FBI guys came to see me. He goes, what'd they talk to you about? Your friend over there with all the mob friends? I go,
Well, you had no clue about this guy at this point.
I had no clue. I go, sir, I got to be honest. I go, I didn't know who that guy was. He goes, oh, he's a bad guy.
Wow.
So I go, sir, I'm being honest with you. He came out and started talking to me about my landscaping equipment. I go, that was it.
Seems nice to me.
I go, he's a very nice guy, He goes, Stevie, that guy's killed a lot of guys. He goes, I go, well, apparently 50. That's what the FBI guy said. He goes, yeah, before you told them to go fuck themselves.
Right.
I go, sir, he goes, that's okay. I would have told the FBI guys to go fuck themselves too.
Yeah.
He goes, but you're not going to tell me that. I go, sir, no. He goes, you got to cut ties with your friends. He goes, they're not your account anymore. You got to.
Oh, you were cutting his lawn.
Yes.
I thought you were cutting the neighbor's lawn.
No, it wasn't his lawn.
Right, you were cutting
It was my friend's, and he was just there.
Got it. Okay,
so he
understood.
wasn't my customer.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
just
yeah.
at the house.
Understood.
So the landscaping business on my own, that didn't last too long either.
Did you ever find the guy's name?
I know that I'm not saying the guy's
Yeah,
name.
please don't, actually. No, never mind.
No.
That's okay.
No, because...
It's the last thing we need on this podcast.
No, and the guy's not around anymore, but I got to be honest. The guy scares the fuck out of me. Like, once I learned, like, who the guy was, like, I was like, holy shit. Wow. Like I had a friend that intimately, like, knew who the guy was, like, grew up with the guy, and he's like, Steve, you have no idea who that guy is. And he told me some things, and I'm like, oh, whoa. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, better keep his name out of this podcast. Then.
There's no,
That's fine.
There's no, we don't need any of those names.
No.
But anyway, moving forward.
Yeah.
So then the state police career keeps going. I get out of the landscaping business, and now we're probably into the late 90s.
Right, because you probably didn't need
a
second job. At this
No,
point,
I did.
Right?
I constantly, I always wanted to do something. I always wanted to do better. I always wanted to make more money. And the thing the state police afforded you, because we didn't have a lot of overtime like these kids have now. They have tons of overtime. We didn't have a lot.
But why?
Then. Just because there wasn't a lot of road projects getting done. It really wasn't. There wasn't and like the Meadowlands. Think about this. Now this is pre, 9/11. So you would go work a Meadowlands detail. You would go work a football game. There were 20 guys.
Yeah.
Now there's like 200 guys. So it's
So it's
totally different. Like there wasn't the amount of overtime. So a friend of mine, who was a local cop in Livingston, he ends up starting a limousine company.
Oh yeah.
With this other guy. And like I said, it was late 90s. And we run into each other. We saw each other here and there. He goes, "Hey, you want to drive for us?" So I go, "Okay." So I start driving. Throw a suit on. Back then and I'm so happy this came back. You know how like now like the burgundy suit has come back, the burgundy colored suit and like the green suits, they're back.
Oh yeah.
So that was big in like the late 90s. I had like this beautiful burgundy suit and this green suit. I'm so happy. I can't wait to go out. But anyway, I'm sidebarring it.
That's okay.
So I start driving. So I come in, I'm driving, and I'm a freaking trooper. I drive all over the place. They're giving me rides all night, all day, all this, all that. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Give it to me. Yeah. Here, what do you got? 10 rides? Give it to me. I'm running people back and forth to the airport. And they had a third partner in there that they didn't like. They wanted to get rid of. And they go, would you be interested in buying a piece of the limousine company? So I'm like, I go home, I talk to my wife. She goes, do you think it'll make money? I go, yeah. I go, I really think so. I think they got a lot of business. They have a lot of good contacts. So I end up buying in. So I become the third partner. Now, my one partner, he was an Irish kid, right? Kenny. And good-looking Irish kid. Shape. He was like SWAT team for like Livingston and always riding his bike, always working out. And he just had like this great personality. There was him, and then there was Bobby. Bobby was a reformed gangster. His family owned a fish stand at the Fulton Fish Market. Bobby grew up in New York City, just hustling. Like, he would tell stories about how, like, he would call me D. He'd be like, D. Trucks would come in with lobsters, crabs. He goes, they didn't make it in. He goes, we would stop those things. He goes, we would fucking steal the whole I go, wait a minute. I go, like Goodfellas? He goes, Where do you think they got the idea? Bro, they would steal this shit, and then they would sell it to the other stands at the fucking at the fucking fish market at a discounted rate. He goes, you know what the crazy thing was? The turtles. I go, what do you mean the turtles? He goes, they make the turtle soup. He goes, those fucking turtles were this big. I go, what'd you have to do? He goes, we would open the truck, they would be snapping at us. He goes, with sledgehammers, we would hit their shell, split them open, they would die. Like, holy shit. So anyway, this guy,
What the fuck?
he talked fast, walked fast, he did everything fast, but he had a contact at the MGM Grand. So we did all of the East Coast work. I set up a whole network of limousine companies throughout the whole East Coast. And anytime they would have like a big whale, they called like the big high rollers, they would call them whales. Anytime they had like a big whale that was going out on the private jet, we would set up transportation, get them to the private airport, and take them. So it was great. So I started like a wedding thing. They weren't really into the wedding thing. They were more into the corporate and into the casino thing, where I said, hey, we should get into this wedding thing. It's a cash cow. You're making like $3,000 a wedding back then, which was really good. And so we bought a couple of wedding cars. We had an investor. We had a guy. He was a big money guy up in what's that town? It's up near Chester. I can't think of it. It's like one of the towns up near Chester there. But he was a big money guy, a big Merrill Lynch guy. And he was our investor. And we had our contact, Augie, which I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning his name. He was the vice president of marketing for the East Coast. This guy, and I'm talking like, this was the MGM Grand when it was owned by one guy. It was owned by a guy named Kirk Kerkorian. This guy owned the MGM Grand. It wasn't corporate at this time. So everybody that worked there, these guys were like old school Vegas, Atlantic City guys.
Where was it?
It was, the MGM?
Yeah.
The MGM was in...
AC?
No, it was in Vegas.
Oh, right, okay.
But they would fly people out from most of the money came from the East Coast.
But they would fly them out, and then you guys would pick them up from the...
We would either pick them up from the private air. They had a...
Or bring them to it type of thing?
Yeah, they had a private jet that held like 30 people.
Yeah, gotcha.
They would fly them out. These people would get mansions to stay in.
Really?
But the great thing was there would be extra seats sometimes on the jets. And they would be like, hey, we got extra seats if you guys want to go. So like the three of us would hop on the jet. And I'm talking about like, I don't even know where they got them. They were shrimp the size of this. Like, it's like, where the hell? And then like, of course, like it's all men.
Right.
So what do you think the flight attendants looked like? They were like,
I can imagine.
They were models.
Right.
So like we're sitting there, like I'm eating like shrimp like this, drinking giant lobsters. I'm like, where the hell they get all this stuff?
Yeah.
And you're flying out with these people that like just have so much. Like this one guy would fly out. He was the only like whale. He was the only high roller. He would bring like 10, 15 of his friends. They would give him a whole floor.
It's so crazy.
This guy would go in and put $5 million in the cage. What the cage was you would put $5 million in and you would gamble off that money. But he's like giving his friends $100,000. Like,
What'd he do?
If I told you wouldn't believe, he owned a magazine.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to mention the magazine.
That's
but
fine.
He owned a magazine. It was a very popular magazine at the time. Mm-hmm. But like there were people that like, so just the money was ridiculous. Yeah. You would have people that were totally unassuming. You would have like Asians. They love gambling.
Oh yeah.
And they had money.
Oh yeah.
Like these people would come, and it would be like, but for them it was different. It would be like their family. They were more reserved. They were more like, where you had like some of these guys that would come. Like this one guy, he owned a garbage company out in Long Island. Mm. He was one of the scariest people I ever saw. Very nice guy, but just like, so the guy walked around most of the time in a green like jumpsuit with a belt with a giant belt buckle on it and cowboy boots. He had the 1980s perm still going.
Oh my God.
And he had big gold rimmed glasses. I'm gonna get to that guy later on again, but these were the people that like, and we would pick up a lot of like hockey players. Gretzky was a big gambler.
Really?
Yeah, But the thing that was cool that they used to do, so they would have like the athletes that were big gamblers, like Jordan, Gretzky. There were some that, you know, they have the money, they like to gamble, and they're good at it.
Right.
And the MGM, you know what they would do? They would put them on the jet. These people, they would have all kinds of like stuff there, like, you know, basketball shirts and everything else. You know, Jordan would do a signing, you know, Gretzky would do a signing, and they would pay them like $150,000 plus everything free. So they're giving them $150,000, $200,000 just to gamble.
Casino. That's awesome.
But this was old school Vegas back then. I mean, it was just great. And the guys that we worked for, like, they were like so cool, and they were like all just such sharp looking guys. Yeah. Like, I had to pick up the president one time of marketing. He flew out from Vegas, but most of them were Jersey guys that made their bones in Atlantic City. Mm-hmm. So he flies out, and we'll call him Mr. B.
Sure.
Mr. B comes out, and I have him in the car. He goes, we're going to pick up a high roller. We got to pick him up. His helicopter is flying into, I don't know, pier, whatever it was. So I go out to this pier. This guy gets in the car, and nice guy, you know, gets in, really interested in me. Hey, how are you? What's your name? I'm like, oh, my name's Steve. He goes, oh, well, what do you do? I go, I'm actually, you know, one of the owners of the company. He goes, oh, are you one of the police officers? So I go, I'm actually a Jersey trooper. He goes, wow. So he starts asking me about the whole trooper thing. I'm talking with him, and I'm taking them to, you ever hear of Le Cirque? I think it's still in the city. So it was like this French restaurant called Le Cirque. Real high end. So he goes, he looks at this other guy, and he goes, Joseph, would you mind if Steven came in and ate with us tonight? And I'm in the mirror, like, looking like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm sitting there. He goes, if that's what you want, Steve, you're going to come in and eat with us. I go, well, okay. So here I am, you know, in my, I don't know, it was either green or the beautiful burgundy.
Oh, yeah, let's assume that.
I go in, and I sit down at this table. I'm at this freaking French restaurant. There is literally, like, 17 people taking care of our table. Now, the food comes out, a plate comes out, it's like a bottle cap on something. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I thought this was fake about French food. A bottle cap comes out on a dish. I see them, like, cutting it, taking a little. Oh my God, isn't that delicious? I'm like, cutting it. I'm like, yeah, that's very good. Then the guy's ordering wine, right? I don't know what the fuck he's ordering. He's ordering like these bottles of wine. I'm drinking this wine. I'm like, oh my God, this is the most horrible wine I ever tasted in my life. It was horrible. Now the bill comes, and the MGM guy, he's supposed to pick up the bill, right? Like, that's the way it works. He's taking him to dinner, you know, the whole thing.
Yeah.
This guy, the helicopter guy that flew in, that's probably worth who knows what. He goes, Francois, he goes, put that on my tab. This guy has a tab here, right? So now we got to look at the bill, eating bottle caps of food,
Right.
and this wine was $5,000.
Oh my God.
Right? This guy just threw it on his tab like it was nothing. So we bring him back to the helicopter. So now it's just me and him in the car. So I go like this. We're driving, and I'm like, "Sir, you hungry?" And he goes, "I'm freaking starving, Steve.
Yeah.
Let's go get pizza." He goes, "Oh my God." So me and him were sitting, we're
That's
having
great.
pizza, and he's like, "See that guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You see this city?" He goes, "He's built about a third of it."
That's so
He
crazy.
goes, "He's worth so much money." I go, "Listen, if you could tell me." He goes, "Oh no, I'll tell you. 10 million every time he comes in. He gambles with." I'm like, What was that number?" I go, what do you guys do for him for 10 million? He goes, "Anything he wants." So
What?
now I'm like, wow. It's just like it oozed money.
Right.
So the other aspect of our business was, so the MGM back then, like, it wasn't corporate, it was privately owned.
Yep.
So they would give people markers, and the markers had to be paid in cash. So people like to pay cash. I don't know why. The people would pay cash. I don't know. Maybe it was a tax thing or whatever.
Sure.
Well, me and my partner Bobby, we would go collect the money sometimes. So we go one time out to Long Island to the garbage guy. Remember I told you about the garbage guy?
Yeah.
Okay. The big, scary garbage guy. So we go out. We're not going to meet him at his house. Now, we also have the vice president of marketing with us and another guy. So 4 of us go out. We go to his yard, his garbage
yard. Yeah.
garbage yard. We go walking in. Now, I have a gun on me because I was a trooper. I was allowed to carry a gun there. I have a gun on me. I walk in. There's 2 giant Russian guys standing there in long leather coats. Now, we're collecting $1 million in cash from this guy. 1 million. Yes, 1 million in cash. This guy comes out of his office. Like I said, the green coveralls, giant belt, cowboy boots on, his curly hair,
Yeah.
the gold glasses. He kisses my partner Bobby on the lips. Weird flex. I didn't get it. I thought you're getting kissed on the lips. I was getting ready to just see the
Because you're gonna
pink,
shoot him.
I was getting ready to see the pink mist come out of the side of my head.
Like in the
from
Godfather.
Russian guy. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. They go in. Now I'm staying in the office. I'm not even kidding you. Like, people say, you're full of shit. It sounds like you're describing a movie. Yup, I'm describing a scene from a movie. The secretary's sitting down. She's got like black hair. She's Spanish. She's smoking hot. These 2 giant Russian guys were standing there in their leather coats, not saying a freaking word. I'm standing there trying not to shake out of my boots going, okay. And all that's going through my mind is I'm like, okay, that guy looks slower. I could probably shoot him. This guy next to me, though, he's got the drop on me. So I'm trying to like move around the room
Right.
to like where I'm going to minimize myself getting killed.
Right.
And these 2 guys, they're talking to each other and they keep laughing. They must see me squirming. And he must have had, these 2 guys might have been 2 guys that worked for him that he just wanted to like fuck with us because that's what kind of guy this guy was.
Yeah.
But when this guy would go to Vegas, they would somehow, some way find him 19-year-old Brazilian girls. And he would go out there with his group. They would give him a whole floor. And he would put a couple of $1 million in the cage and it would just be whatever you wanted.
Wow.
19 girls. Look, I don't know what they did. I don't know if they just hung out on their arms or
Right, whatever.
I don't know. None of my business. But then there was another place, and I think it's still there. It's called the Spearmint Rhino.
Yeah, I've heard of that place.
The Spearmint Rhino.
Look that up, Joe.
I don't know.
Spearmint.
I don't know if it still does this, but the Spearmint Rhino had the regular bar that you would go in. And then they had like this inner, like it was almost like they had like these inner parts that you would go to. Well, there were some of these gamblers that would get into the inner part, and like some of the stories that you would hear of like just anything goes.
Yeah.
I doubt it's set. I mean, this is not the 90s, you know, where things were a little different.
Yeah.
But back then, it was.
Yeah.
You want to see a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, it's probably. I'll tell you
What
what.
movie is that? They talk about like the levels of I'm picturing a movie.
It's just a lot.
What, people? Let me see.
I'll give you a picture of the inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Spearmint Rhino, man.
Have you been?
No. Not that I would admit here.
Right,
No,
for
I've
sure.
never been.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't go to
Right. I forgot about
establishments
that.
like that.
Yeah. Of course.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, funny story one time. So the president of marketing. See, we were Celebrity Limousine nationwide.
Right.
So our like acronym, I guess, right, was
See.
CLN.
Yeah.
Right. The company that worked out in Vegas was CLS, Charlie's Limousine Service.
Not even close to your name.
Charlie's Limousine Service is, I think to this date, they might still be one of the biggest transportation companies out there.
Now, are you guys making good money at this point?
No,
Why?
because we're buying more equipment. We have an investor, and I don't know, we just didn't manage our money properly.
But was money coming in?
There was money coming in, but there was money going out,
Yeah.
and it just,
It was a lot.
you know, we were, you know, we ended up starting another office down in Atlantic City where we bought more cars. But the one thing that was pretty funny, which happened to us, this is like classic Vegas. So the president of marketing wanted to make a point to Charlie's Limousine Service that the company from the East Coast was going to open up out there and take their business. Now, the MGM Grand at the time, they were, I think, 4 or 5 casinos they owned out there. So it was a huge account for them. Okay? So me, Bobby, and Kenny, we flew out there. We're hanging out. So we're at a bar at the MGM Grand. We're having a couple of drinks. And I shit you not, a full-blown cowboy with literally a cowboy gun on his side. He had the bolo, right? He had the coat with like the stitching on it and shit.
Yeah.
The cowboy hat comes up to us and he goes like this. He goes, "Hey, are you those limousine guys from the East Coast?" So we go, "Yeah, we own a company on the East Coast." He like does like one of those with his hat. He goes, "Yeah," he goes, "You're the police officer, right?" And he goes, "You're the trooper out there in Jersey?" And he goes, "Well, we know what you are."
To who?
To us.
Whoa.
So I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "You know something, boys? There's a lot of things that get lost out here in the desert. A lot of holes out in that desert, and you never find anything again." He goes, "Just keep that in mind before you go opening up out here." He goes, "You have a great day." And he walks away. I am like, what the fuck was that? So we ask our guy, "Hey, what's going on?" So he calls Mr. B. He puts him on speaker. He's on the phone laughing his ass off. He goes, "Hey, you guys got visited by somebody?"
Yeah.
We're like, he goes, "I might have floated a rumor out there that you guys were planning on opening up out here. And I guess Charlie's Limousine Service didn't like that too much. And they sent somebody to talk to you, huh?" I'm like, "Listen, you got to do us." He goes, "I took care of it already." He goes, "I told them that I just got pissed off that what they were charging me, and that you guys have no." I go, "Please." He goes, "Relax." He goes, "Was the guy scary?" I go, "Scary as fuck." because he was like a giant cowboy guy with a fucking gun on telling us about holes in the desert and how things disappear. He goes,
You're young at this point, too.
I was like, yeah, I guess I was in my early 30s.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So the limousine company pretty much we did okay. And then 9/11, we got demolished.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Transportation stopped, and our investor was like, hey, I'm just not going to keep putting the money in.
Yeah.
And so the limousine company went. And then after that, I pretty much, you got to remember now, 9/11 came, I got divorced.
Right.
After my divorce, now it's after 9/11, and overtime opened up in the state police tremendously. So I was able to make enough money in the state
Just through
police.
overtime.
Through overtime to sustain me through, and that was pretty much it for what I did while I was in the state police.
What about when you worked with my dad for a little bit?
I was going through my divorce. I was out of my skull.
Right.
And I would come in, and your father would hand me a list, and he would go, call these people. Call these people. He goes, look, this is easy. They have 10 and 12% mortgages. We're at 7. Call them. They're gonna want to do it right away.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll pay you, and we'll work out everything. And I'm like, okay. I just wanted something to do. So I would go in, and he would be at his desk, hitting his keys, and he would look at me, and he goes, oh, how we doing today? Still going crazy? Very empathetic, right? I know you see him in his little TikTok videos where he's like, Mr. Rogers.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa,
right.
I'd like to help someone. Yeah,
Right,
okay.
right.
Okay, but his best friend, he's like, hey, losing your mind today? I'm like, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm thinking about chewing on my gun, but you want to tell me how crazy I am.
So he's changed in the last 20 or so years.
He's changed. Listen, he was always a really good friend. He just listen, we all have strengths and weaknesses. Back then, his strength was not dealing with somebody that, had some problems.
He was worried about what he was doing.
He was worried about what he was doing. But that was fun.
Was it?
That was fun. No, because, oh, God. I remember the one story with your father that was really good. I called up this hockey player. So I'm like, I call up this guy, and he was Canadian. And I'm like, I go, John, who is he? And he goes, it's that guy. He's like the hitman for one of these teams. I go, really? I go, is he like a nasty guy? He goes, nah, he's okay. So I'm like expecting he like showed me a picture of him. This guy was like 6'4", 6'5", and he was like the enforcer for one of these teams. Okay. I call this guy up. And I swear to you, this is what I hear on the other end of the phone. Hello. I'm like, I go, hello, I'd like to speak to Mr. So-and-so. He goes, yes, this is so. I'm like, I'm picturing him in my brain in the whole hockey thing, like knocking people's teeth out. And he's like, yes. He goes, oh, it's it's someone from John Rondi. We have our mortgage with them. I'm like, yes, I see that your rate is at, 11%. We could lower your rate down to 7. He goes, hold on a moment. Let me ask my wife. He blows out a, Heather, lovey, Heather. I'm like, this giant guy that is knocking people's teeth out of his mouth is now like wearing pajamas, like floating around talking to Heather, lovey. He goes, oh, they want to lower our mortgage on our because he had 2 houses.
Yeah.
And they were like big houses. They were like, like big jumbo mortgages. So I'm like, holy shit, I got to score here. This guy does it right away. I go back to John. I go, John, I'm telling your father the story, and I'm doing it. I'm going, Heather, lovey, your father's falling out of his chair. He's like, no way. He goes, hold it. Now he calls Phil, the other guy's in. Yeah. They're like, hey, do you know so-and-so? He goes, Steve just called him. And so I was there. I did that for your dad. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Do you remember the guy's name?
I don't.
The enforcer? I would assume he was on the Devils.
No,
No?
no, he was
Rangers?
on. I'm gonna tell you. I think it was like the Blackhawks or something.
Oh, wasn't local?
No, wasn't a local guy.
Because I know he worked with a couple of Devils guys over
He
there.
worked with a lot of guys on the Devils.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up going to a bunch of Devils games, got a bunch of stuff signed.
I remember that, yeah.
I actually had lunch with, really nice guy. It was Brodeur and another guy.
Madden?
Blonde hair. Madden.
Yeah.
That was it. What nice guy. I mean,
Yeah,
they were
yeah, he
just
was a really
like,
good dude.
but the hockey players were always like just awesome.
Yeah.
They were just like awesome, like guys to hang around, regular knock around guys.
He had a sick house, I remember.
And like just the talent they have. When you think about it, they are on skates, hitting a freaking puck with a stick.
Oh,
and and then you got the guy in the goal sticking his face in front of it.
That's the craziest one.
I don't get it.
And mind you, he's one of the best ever.
And then they fight on skates.
Yeah, that's the
I
craziest
mean,
part.
like
What a sport.
I mean, unbelievable. I don't know.
Yeah.
They should get paid more. I don't know. Anyway, sidebar.
They
There
get paid
you
a
go.
decent amount. Well, see, that's pretty much your career
So
in...
that was it for that. And then after state police,
Nothing crazy, though. You're
not crazy.
driving.
I did personal protection for a family in Livingston. Then I worked for a security company. And, when I was at the security company, this is like a little trick that God does to you. If you swear you're never going to do something, I'm never going to do something. So my thing with the state police was, never going to put a fucking uniform on. I'm never wearing no fucking security uniform on. Fuck that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We got an opening in ShopRite. You got to go buy a uniform. And so there I was. My black, it was pretty cool though. It was an old black uniform. I got to get it.
In ShopRite.
And I was in ShopRite. So I took my job in ShopRite so serious. Not really. But I did take, knowing me, I did take it serious. So I would stand there and I would, of course, have to fuck with people.
Right.
So, you know how like the little old people and like sometimes just regular people, like your dad's a big popper. When I
Yeah,
say
oh, yeah.
popper,
Oh, yeah.
he's a grape popper.
Yep.
He'll go over the grape. Oh, let me make sure I want to buy these. Popping grapes.
Right.
So my thing in the ShopRite, just so I didn't go nuts, me sitting here in this uniform looking like, a stormtrooper and security guard, I'd be like, hey, stop popping the grapes. You would see like little old people like putting the grapes
That's so
down.
great.
And I would just giggle to myself. I'm like, oh my God, that was a good one.
That's good.
You'd see people popping tomatoes. I'm like, hey,
Tomatoes?
I go, it's not free. The little cherry tomato.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. So I did that, and then
What about eggs? You ever see people steal eggs from the cartons?
never saw
I
people
see some
stealing
open eggs, yeah.
Never see people stealing eggs. But, I mean, that was just nonsense. And then I went and got another job. I worked for the guy in Lakewood.
Yes.
Beautiful family. Beautiful family. Loved him. Loved his family. I went to the wedding.
You did?
Went to his son's wedding. It was one of, I got to tell you, so Orthodox Jew, and the ceremony was beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
It was, and they had it at a really nice place. The food was awesome. And he was such a good guy. He's like, hey, look, I wanted you here, to make sure that everything went okay. But then, like, once, like, everything got moving, he was like, drink, eat,
Enjoy
do whatever
yourself,
you
yeah.
want to do, enjoy yourself. They actually tried to pull me out on the dance floor.
No.
Now, the thing is, with, like, an Orthodox Jewish wedding, the men are on one side, the women are another.
Right.
And the men, they are dancing more than the women.
Really?
The women are dancing. The men, they do all these like
The jigs
traditional
and stuff, right? They do the whole dance.
They do all these traditional Jewish dances. They're trying to drag the two boys, because I taught the two kids how to drive.
Right.
So I was like really close with the family. And then
They put you in the chair?
no, they had him in the chair.
Oh.
They had him in the chair, but what beautiful people.
That's
I
good.
mean, and they get a bad rap sometimes, but not from me, because
Oh, good. That's good to
and
know.
all the people that I met that were like in his orbit, they were just great people. This one guy, So the one guy would like break my chops about being Catholic. Oh, Jesus, right? Jesus is. So I would say to him, I go, hey, Mark. I go, look, don't be mad. You missed the memo 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
I go, you guys will figure it out someday.
Yeah.
But that was great. And then, I just.
Now you're a podcast.
Now I'm a
guest.
podcast guy. Yeah.
Listen, you never know. Maybe in 5 years you have other crazy stories about guests we've had on and things you're now able to do because of the podcast.
Yeah.
Who knows where you go?
Listen.
You gotta envision it first. That's what I always say.
Listen, who's the best cheerleader?
You for sure. And I think I've said this.
Who
You saw the
whole
vision
thing?
before I saw the vision. There was a first day that we had a video and he's like,
First day you had the video.
T-shirts
I
and
had this thing.
cups
I
and-
had your thing so big.
you did. I remember sitting in my
But I
kitchen.
was
with you.
right.
I was 24. We were sitting in the kitchen. You're like, you could do this and that. Everybody else was in bed. It was like 2 a.m.
Yep.
I will never forget that.
I had it big.
You did.
I don't know if I didn't say podcast though. You took it. You leveled up.
Well, in the you had no clue where it would go, but you
No.
were more so like the merchandise, and
Merchandise.
where you could go.
You
Yeah,
guys
it
were
was.
doing it. People are gonna be sending you free shit.
Yeah,
I was right
it's
about
so
that.
weird to think about that because it was such a different life
Yep.
then versus now. So,
Yep.
well, that's good. This is a fun episode. I didn't expect. I mean, I should have expected this many stories out of your life, but that was good. That was good.
No, and you know what? I got to tell you, I was home alone, racking my brain, what did I do?
I mean, you could come up with story. You're a great storyteller. Again, that's what it comes down to.
No, it was a great life.
Well, that's great.
Great
That's
life.
great to hear, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yep.
All right, that's it for today, everybody. Like, subscribe, share all the good stuff. Cheers.